Well, with us starting to get warmer and warmer weather, I'm starting to reach for more and more fresh fragrances. And since I'm just so seasonal, I just can't help myself. When you have a lot of fragrances, might as well be whimsical and keep certain things that you deem best for a certain season and only wear them then. And summer is around the corner. For some of you, you're already getting summer type of heat. And in this video, I want to cover 10 fragrances that I exclusively wear for summer that I can't wait for 90-degree weather to roll around, believe it or not, so I can pull these out off the shelf and get them into the rotation. Some of these are newer to the collection. Some of these I've had for a little while and haven't spent a ton of time with yet. And some of these are some personal favorites of mine that I love wearing in the heat. So in this video, I've got 10 of those. I want to discuss them with you. So stay tuned. Speaking of one of those favorites, I had a buddy, shout out to Tyler, that reached out to me yesterday at the recording of this video, telling me that it's confirmed that Acqua di Gio Absolute has been discontinued. While I'm not surprised, of course we're talking about Acqua di Gio Absolute, one of my personal favorites. He was like, man, get yourself a backup bottle because I know you love it. I actually have a 200 ml backup bottle that I've been having for quite a while, so I'm good on backup bottles. So, again, Tyler texting me is not me confirming with Armani Beauty. So take it with a grain of salt. But I had a buddy reach out to me and tell me that he confirmed it. He didn't show me anything, but he was just telling me that. So if you like this fragrance, maybe it's time to sort out a bottle. If you procrastinated getting it, maybe it's time to get it before it gets too expensive. But this was never the most popular Acqua di Gio flanker. Up until, I guess you could say Profondo, really. This is what I wore the most in the line. Though not my favorite, it's the one I get the most wear out of. It's kind of, the way I like to describe it, a lot of people compare it to Invictus Aqua, and I think there's more differences than similarities there because you get a lot of the patchouli here that I find in the Profumo flanker. So I feel like it's add fruity notes, take away the incense from Profumo, and you have Absolute. That's really how I look at it. Take Profumo, remove the incense, and add fruity notes. Here you go. That's what it smells like to me. It always has. A little more on the synthetic side, as all of the fragrances in the line. But it's, you know, kind of a beast. This stuff is a monster on my skin. Loud projection. I never need more than 5 or 6 sprays. It has a long and strong trail. It's got some amber wood in it and a heavy dose of it to really give it some pump, some push, some staying power, some projection, some longevity. It gives it a little bit of everything. A heavier dose of the sillage, the scent bubble you're going to have with this nice lingering trail. I like it. Not everybody's a fan of it. This is one of those fragrances that was polarizing. Some people swear by it and it's their favorite in the line. Some people can't stand this one. So that just plays into the subjectivity of fragrances. But I like to wear this one exclusively in the summer. That's the whole reason it's in this video in the first place. At the recording of this, I actually wore it last night. After he texted me, I was like, ooh, that puts me in the mood. And I wore it last night. So it's been a little while since I've smelled it. It reminds me just how much I love it. And that just plays right into don't trust others' opinions. Take them with a grain of salt. Yes, they can help guide you, but always try for yourself. Your opinion needs to be the most important because if I listen to everybody else, I may not own this fragrance. And I'm a personal fan of it. So one I'm very eager to start pulling out as we get closer to summer. Giorgio Armani Acqua di Gio Absolute. Now I do pull out the original Eau de Toilette fragrance in this line sporadically, though I will wear it the most in the summertime. There's one fragrance in the Y line that I exclusively wear in the summer. I picked it up before last summer. That is YSL Y Eau Fraiche. Beautiful warm lemon ginger smell that still maintains a lot of bright freshness to it for having a warmth at the same time. It's very, very odd how great this is in the summer. It just gets better and better as your skin heats up. If you start to sweat, it's a great evening fragrance in the summer, believe it or not, because of that ginger. Man, this stuff, it provides such a strong crisp edge to it. There's a fresh, spicy appeal here, but not too much. It's more warm lemon smell from the ginger than anything else. There is a lemon in here. There is a little bit of that ambergris feel that the original DNA has in here, but this is probably the most different of the fragrances in the line. It lightly resembles the Y line. Not, you know, overtly strong, this is a Y fragrance. It's there. You can tell it belongs in the line, but this is the one that kind of detours a little bit. Because instead of being about apple, sage, and ambergris, this is more about lemon and ginger. I love that about it. This is a beautiful fragrance. This is a lot of people's favorite in the line. Average performance, not a beast, not weak, but definitely great in the hot weather, believe it or not, for being a warmer fragrance. It's weird the way they did this one. Good weird, but weird nonetheless, because it's not your typical mega fresh fragrance that you would expect to be geared towards the summer weather. But if you haven't gotten your nose on this one yet, you're definitely missing out. I can't wait to pull this one out for summer. YSL Y Eau Fraiche. One of my two favorites in this line. This one, the name screams summer. The scent profile screams spring and summer because there's a little bit of minty green freshness here, but it still has that citrus, aquatic, watery vibe that you've come to know from a summer-based fragrance. And Chrome Aqua from Azzaro is just that. I didn't spend that much time with it last summer. I actually spent more time with Chrome Extreme. That's what's kind of got me itching to pull this one out this year, more so than Chrome Extreme. Yeah, I'll still get some wear out of Chrome Extreme. It's just it's so similar to Acqua di Gio Profondo that cuts into both of them's wear because they're so similar at the same time that I get less wear out of Profondo and less wear out of Chrome Extreme because I kind of go back and forth between the two. Whereas with Chrome Aqua, just smells like Chrome Aqua. This stuff is amazing. Some people's favorite in the line, and look, I won't argue that. It's not a beast like Chrome Extreme, but it definitely has in the 6 to 7 hour range of longevity on my skin, even in high heat, and projection's not overwhelming. This is one that you can spray a bit heavier and get more life out of for sure. You can, I wouldn't recommend bathing in it and doing 25 sprays or anything, but I mean to each their own, but it definitely smells really good and has a little bit of a uniqueness to it. There's a herbal minty green freshness to this. It's got a lot of green facets to it that give it a different character from a standard fragrance that you would expect that's called Aqua. So definitely one I'm pretty excited to pull out this summer as we head into the warmer months. That's Azzaro Chrome Aqua. The name says it all with this fragrance. Polarizing, mega crazy fresh, aromatic, a little herbal green from the cannabis note in here, and a little creamy woody in the backbone of the fragrance in the dry down. It's authenticity, perfumes, summer vibes 2.0. I only wear this in the summer. It's a beast. It's polarizing. From what I've seen, there's a lot of people that have taken my advice, gotten samples, tried it. There's people that didn't take my advice, bought a bottle and ended up liking it, not liking it instead of getting a sample like I always recommend. If you're not sure about something, buy a sample. Don't just go blindly into a bottle if you're not thinking, hey, this is definitely going to be for me. Because this stuff, it's surprisingly polarizing for being this just fresh lime, citrus, tangerine, lavender smell up top. Just beautiful. I love this stuff, and it's crazy strong. It's a 50% oil concentration. It lasts, it's loud, but still light and airy. You don't need a lot of sprays, and it's super cheap, $40 before the 10% off code that accompanies it. You know, it's good stuff. Definitely worth a try. Sample, 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 sample. Don't just roll the dice on a bottle unless you're confident that you're going to enjoy it, because blind buying is a risky game. A risky game that I tend to play a lot, but I always recommend you guys try your best not to blind buy. If you can sample first, because like I say over and over, just because I really like it doesn't necessarily mean you will, but I'm pretty eager to pull this one out because this is one of the better performing summer fragrances that I tend to slide in and out the rotation pretty often during the summer months. And like I said, I'm very seasonal, and this screams summer. So I'm definitely looking forward to pulling this one out this year. Summer Vibes 2.0 from Authenticity. I only wear this one in the summer too, and while I do think the original is the best smelling fragrance in the line, the original DNA, I'm talking about Dolce Gabbana Light Blue, I still love to wear the Eau Intense in the summertime. This is a beast in performance. It's a compliment magnet. It smells great. Directly off of skin, smelling it like this, it's a little rich and can be off-putting and absurdly chemically strong, but out in the air, not too many work the way this one works. This is a bona fide fresh beast in every sense of the word. It smells great, long lasting, it projects heavy, it's got a great trail on it. And in my experience, it gets a lot of positive attention. Not every time I wear it, but more times than not, the possibilities heightened. It's just something about this in the air. It's light blue intensified. Oh, intense. It's what the name implies. I love this stuff. I know Light Blue Forever has gotten a ton of love. I'm very excited to get my hands on a full bottle of either Light Blue Forever or Italian Love. I really like Italian Love, the new release. I'm pretty confident I'm going to get a bottle of that. Those of you that haven't seen my first impressions, check out that video. But this is still my favorite to wear in the summertime. Yes, I'm still going to wear the original. I'm going to wear Light Blue Sun. I'm going to work my way through the flankers because I love the line. But when it comes to summertime heat and I'm looking for a performer, none of them can touch this one. Definitely looking forward to pulling this out this summer. Dolce Gabbana Light Blue, Oh Intense. Though I have a lot of options here that smell like this fragrance, I tend to go with the other options more. Most notably Mercedes-Benz Cologne. I tend to wear that one a lot sporadically throughout the year out the shower. I wear it a lot during the summer. I have more than one bottle of it. And the fragrance it smells closest to gets pushed to the side because of it. I'm talking about Dior Homme Cologne. I'm reaching for this more this year. You know, it's been taking a backseat to Mercedes-Benz Cologne for a long time in my collection now, and this just kind of sits there in its box. And this is a higher quality smell. This is a higher quality ice-cold lemonade smell than Mercedes-Benz Cologne. Doesn't perform as well. I definitely get better performance out of Mercedes-Benz Cologne. This is like a 3 or 4 hour fragrance on my skin, but it smells incredible. Man, if you haven't smelled this fragrance, you're missing out. They have a newer version of the bottle with that new squared block looking thing inside the block cap for the redesign. I'm sure it's the same scent. It looks the same, minus that one little change. I haven't looked at the notes, but I'm pretty sure it's the same. But get yourself Dior Homme Cologne. It smells incredible. Not too many refresh the way this ice cold lemonade smell does. And like I said, it's getting the run this year. Yes, I'm still going to wear Mercedes-Benz Cologne here and there. I mean, I love that fragrance. That's why I have multiple bottles of it. I'm going to wear Mercedes-Benz Cologne, but I'm not going to let it stop me from rocking this one during the day. I think I'll keep that one for out the shower, and this will be the one that I roam around with casually on days when I'm in the mood for the scent profile, because it's just a phenomenal scent. So this summer, definitely excited to pull this one out. Dior Homme Cologne. While the supposedly discontinued Aqua Atlantique is just a great summer marine fragrance, it's like this mega aquatic saltwater marine version of Dylan Blue, kind of. I don't know, it's just something about Bulgari Aquamarine that screams summer to me the most out of all of them in the line. I have Aqua Amara, I have the original, I have this one, I have Aqua Atlantique. I don't have the Teutonic flankers, but it's just something about this one. This one has even more of that saltwater vibe. That ankle deep in the water by the beach type of smell. This replicates the salty sea breeze with sand between your toes so well for me when I smell it. This is such a great summer fragrance. I picked this up for 50 bucks at the Marshalls here. I believe it was the first, it might have been when I was still in Texas. I don't remember if it's since I've been to Colorado. It may have been since I've moved to Colorado. I'm not 100% sure, but I didn't spend enough time with it last year. I wore it a handful of times, but it didn't get enough run, and justifiably, it needs to be worn more this year. I'm excited about this one. I get happy when I smell it. This is a great vacation, summertime beach fragrance. It just smells like being, like I said, ankle deep in the water at the beach with sand between your toes, smelling that lovely aroma that is being at the beach with some nice clean water. So I'm looking forward to wearing this one. Try this one if you haven't, because the best for summer. All of them are great for summer. The whole line is great, but the one that replicates and puts me there mentally the best by the beach is definitely Aquamarine from Bulgari. Another one that I exclusively wear in the summer. I've recently been wearing the original DNA. In the cooler months, I like to wear the Intense. And in the summer, that's when I go to Prada L'homme L'eau. This is my big 5.1 ounce bottle. Baby blue back. One of the best iris fragrances ever created, in my opinion. Because here you have that iris neroli soapy floral combo with a bunch of ginger. Like I said at the beginning of the video, Love a good ginger note. It's why I love Y Eau Fraiche, which is also in this video. This stuff is beautiful. So crisp, so fresh and bright. That's the thing. The ginger they used here added a crisp brightness to the top. Doesn't really add a bunch of spice. The original is more spicy than this with that pepperiness that they have. Cardamom pepper combo, I believe. That's got a lot more spice than this. This is a little crispy, fresh, spicy, but subtle in the background, lower on the totem pole as far as accords. This is all about soapy, fresh, bright, crisp, and lightly powdery. This is beautiful. This is beautiful. It's so hard to pick between a favorite and the line because the three I have are just so good. I don't have all of them. I don't have Water Splash. I don't have Absolute. I've heard Water Splash is just a lighter version of this is what I've heard. But man, I think gun to my head, I got to keep this one because it's just so damn good and it performs well for being so fresh. I get almost as good a performance out of this as I do out of the original. I get 7-8-ish hours of life on my skin. And projection is solid for at least 2 hours before it starts to sit pretty close to the skin to where it kind of comes more of a, for me, fragrance after the 2 to 3 hour mark, I guess you could say. Because honestly, the original, yeah, it projects a lot, surprisingly heavier than this, but it lasts about the same, 8 to 9 hours, just a little bit more life on my skin than this one. It's beautiful. This was popping up at the rack stores over the last couple of years. I'm sure from time to time they still pop up, and this is a no hesitation. If you like Iris, you should definitely get your nose on this. I'm not going to sit here and say you need to blind buy it or you need to add it. That's up to you to decide. But if you like Iris, there's no reason to not at least try this some kind of way because it's just that damn good. Like I said, gun to my head, this might be my favorite in the line. If I could only keep one, I think it's got to be this one, and I kind of only wear it for summer. Crazy enough. Even though the original, I guess, would be better year-round, the one that's strictly for summer is my favorite, I guess. Definitely looking forward to pulling this one out. Prada L'homme L'eau. This should be no surprise, because even though I've recently fallen in love with Rosacea Hawass, it doesn't smell that close to this fragrance. It's still running a race. I can't decide if Rosacea Hawass has now dethroned this or if Invictus Aqua 2018 is still my favorite, because it's not the same. This is much more floral, powdery, and lighter. It's fresher. It's even fresher. Whereas Hawass smells like a spicy version of the original Invictus. That's how it comes across to me. This stuff, though. So good. I have 2 bottles of it now. I have a 50 ml backup, too. So I'm straight. I am good on Invictus Aqua. I got a bunch of fragrances that smell like Invictus Aqua. I have multiple bottles of Invictus Aqua. I think it's still my favorite fragrance. Even though I have a love affair going on with Rosacea Hawass right now. I'm loving that stuff. I've been knocking the juice level down. It's always right here on my rotation table. Any given time I want to wear it, it's right there. But summertime, this is my favorite summer fragrance. Has been for a few years now. Invictus, the original, used to be my favorite fragrance until I got this and really started spending more time with it. This is a tester for those of you wondering. That's why it says the name of the fragrance on the front. Look, not everybody feels this way about this fragrance. It's just my personal preference. I love this stuff. If you're looking for a cheaper alternative, check out Halloween Man Hero. It's almost a dead ringer for this. The difference is you have violet here, you have lavender with that one. It's a little bit soapier. And it's cheaper, but for me, my money's always on this one. It's my favorite summer fragrance to wear. I only wear it in the summer. Nothing puts me in a better mood in the summertime, as far as a fragrance is concerned, than Paco Rabanne's Invictus Aqua 2018. Last but not least, the newest release from Zaharoff, because this needs the heat. This is a true fresh fragrance at its core. Of course, I am talking about the new signature Citrine. This is built for summer. This is not something I would recommend in the cooler months, though if you want a fresh fragrance in the cooler months, I mean, you can wear any fresh fragrance in the cooler months. This is a beautiful orange clementine combo. Has a little bit of a limey type of smell from the clementine. I get incense early and often without it overtaking the fragrance, as a nice subtle nuance to give this stuff character. There's some warm amber here. There's a little bit of dense woods. The oud here is the same way it's done in rosé, because this is pretty much rosé with notes interchanged. It has that warm wood, light warm wood smell in the background. Never comes across as oud. To go with the olibanum, the frankincense that's in here, it provides that nice level of depth that a fresh fragrance is lacking sometimes. The quality's here, not a performance beast. If you're looking for some absurdly powerful fragrance, you're looking at the wrong fragrance. This is all natural oils. There's no synthetics in here, so there's nothing to really make it pop and push, though I do get above average longevity. It's kind of been falling in the 6 to 8 hour range on my skin, but it's not a real projection monster, is the thing. I think once I can really get into some high heat is when the projection's really going to take off, because typically a mega fresh fragrance like this needs heat. Even though the longevity seems to be there for me, I could see this being a stunner in the summer. I'm looking forward to wearing it. I've been wearing it recently, but I've come to the determination that this is definitely built for high heat, so I'm going to wear it accordingly. This is kind of going to be my summer fragrance of choice from Zaharoff because it's built to be such. So get yourself a sample. There are travel atomizers and samples available now. There's always a link down below with 10% off if you're ready to try it. As I always recommend, sample, 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 especially when there's samples available. And from Zaharoff, there are samples available. Definitely looking forward to this one this summer. Zaharoff Signature Citrine. Well, that's the 10 I have for you today. Obviously not the only 10 I'm looking forward to wearing. This is just the 10 that really sparked the video topic. You know, having all these fragrances in the room, you tend to look through them all the time, and there's, like I said, I'm so seasonal. There's stuff that's just so good for certain seasons that I only wear them in those seasons. These are 10 of those fragrances that really get me excited about summertime. Am I a big fan of super high heat and sweating my ass off all the time? Absolutely not. That's one of the reasons I moved to the mountains. I've been in the south in the humid heat my whole life. But the summers are so nice here. I still get that heat without it being too smothering. So it's still ideal for my freshies without it being too much. So these are the 10 I'm looking forward to the most. And until next time, I will say if you get your hands on any of these 10, you give them a spray now, you might end up thanking me later. Have a good one, guys.